I've been thinking a lot about borders lately, and not just the ones on maps. You know, those invisible lines that separate us from them. But here's the thing. Those lines are becoming more visible, more tangible, and frankly, more anxiety-inducing than ever before, especially if you're trying to enter the United States, even if you're an American citizen. So let's talk about this brave new world of enhanced vetting and increased scrutiny, shall we? So you're standing in line at the airport, passport in hand, ready to return home after a fantastic vacation. But instead of feeling excited, you're nervous, anxious, maybe even a little scared? Yeah, welcome to the club. As it turns out, crossing US borders has become an increasingly stressful experience for, well, pretty much everyone. And I can't help but wonder, how did we get here? When did entering our own country become an exercise in holding our breath and hoping for the best? It's like we've collectively decided that the price of security is a healthy dose of paranoia with a side of, constitutional rights violations. Okay, so let's talk about this executive order that's got everyone's metaphorical panties in a bunch. It's all about enhanced vetting procedures. Which, by the way, is a phrase that makes me think of some sort of intense dog grooming competition. But I digress. The order calls for more thorough background checks, social media screening, and even interviews for certain travelers. Now, I'm all for safety, don't get me wrong. But there's a fine line between being cautious and, well, going full-on Big Brother. And from where I'm standing, that line is starting to look pretty blurry. You might be thinking, oh, but surely this doesn't affect everyone, right? Wrong. Even celebrities, those demigods of our culture, are getting caught up in this border control dragnet. Remember when, what's her name? Oh yeah, celebrity name was detained for hours at the airport? Yeah, that happened. And if it can happen to them with their armies of lawyers and publicists, what hope do the rest of us mere mortals have? It's like watching a really bizarre reality show where the stakes are way too high and nobody signed up to be a contestant. Keeping up with the Kardashians' Border Patrol edition, anyone? No, just me. Okay, moving on. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, the proposed travel ban. It's like the government decided to play a game of who's not invited to the party, and the guest list keeps changing. Countries are on it, then they're off it, then they're back on again. It's enough to give you whiplash. And here's the kicker. It's not just affecting people from the banned countries. Oh, you thought having a US passport would protect you from all this madness? Think again, my friend. American citizens are finding themselves under increased scrutiny, too. It's like the border control version of trust no one except the one they're not trusting is you. We're talking about citizens being questioned about their political views, their religious beliefs, even their social media posts. So, what's a traveler to do in this brave new world of border crossing? Well, first things first. Know your rights, and maybe get them tattooed on your arm for easy reference. Just kidding, sort of. Some people are taking more extreme measures, like wiping their phones before travel or setting up separate social media accounts. It's like we're all suddenly international spies, except instead of cool gadgets, we have anxiety and a fear of our own government. Fun times, right? Oh my God, what has the world come to?
I was questioned for hours about my trip to the Middle East 5 years ago.
Apparently having a beard and a physics degree is a suspicious combination now.
These stories are more than just anecdotes. They're a wake-up call. They show us that this isn't just some abstract policy debate. It's affecting real people, with real lives and real fears. And that's just not okay. Here's something we don't talk about enough. The psychological impact of all this heightened security. It's creating a culture of fear and suspicion, where we're all looking over our shoulders and second-guessing our every move. And let me tell you, that's not a fun way to live. It's like we're all starring in our own personal paranoia thriller, except there's no dramatic music to warn us when something bad is about to happen. Just a constant, low-level anxiety that never quite goes away. And that's not healthy for individuals or for society as a whole. So, where do we go from here? It's hard to say, but one thing's for sure. We can't let fear win. We need to find a balance between security and freedom, between caution and paranoia. And most importantly, we need to remember that behind every passport, every visa application, every customs form, there's a human being. A person with hopes, dreams, and probably a really uncomfortable neck pillow. As we navigate this new landscape of border control, let's not lose sight of our shared humanity. Let's approach these challenges with compassion, with reason, and yes, with a healthy dose of skepticism. Because at the end of the day, we're all just trying to find our place in this world. And sometimes that means crossing a border or two. Stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay human. I'll see you next time. And hopefully, neither of us will be stuck in airport security when that happens.